Alright guys, final robot master of the original 6, and it is Bomberman. Wait, no, that's something else. This is Bombman. Bombman, not Bomberman, even though they're almost nearly exactly the same except different colors. And here is Bombman's stage. Doesn't have many things relating to bombs except for one thing, these things, but you know. Really, Bombman's stage, like, what the fuck, what is this? Like, Mega Man, I don't know if I've talked about the story of Mega Man. I guess I just talked about that in this part, but basically what it is that, there's this doctor called Dr. Light, as you see on the right there. And he was living with his 2 robot assistants, or kids, as he calls them, because he thinks of them as his children, Rock and Roll. And what it is that he's a big robot scientist in, you know, the robot world or whatever. I don't know what world it's called. I guess Mega World, Mega Land. I don't know what its place is called. But anyway, yeah. In the world, he's the leading, like, head of robot science and everything. So he made those 2 robots, Rock and Roll. Roll on the right, and then Rock on the left. They're both brother and sister. And then also, he created the Robot Masters for factory work. So, like, they're going to help with factory stuff and shit like that. So, like, Gutsman would have helped in construction work, obviously, if you couldn't tell from his stage. And how he wears like a construction helmet or whatever, a hard hat. And then Cutman would have helped in lumber cutting, you know, cutting trees and shit in the forests. But even though his stage had nothing to do with lumber cutting, it was just a bunch of green shit. That's another thing I gotta say. Mega Man 1 stages, like, what the fuck are they? Like, seriously, Bombman is to help with junk disposal or some shit. Like, he bombs, like, apparently in the future, what their solution to trash and pollution and crap is, well, you know what? We're just gonna bomb it. Instead of putting it into dumps or landfills, they're just like, you know what? We're just gonna bomb that shit. So that's what freaking, Bombman was gonna be. Either that, or I think Bombman he was going to be, like, a thing that, a robot that cleared out land so, like, construction could get started. And then Electroman obviously would have helped in electrical plants and shit like that, powering cities. Fireman would have been, you know, like in a fire plant, you know, burning shit and stuff like that. Or in a factory, burning and melding stuff. And then Iceman would have helped in Arctic exploration. And so what ended up happening was that Dr. Light had a friend called Dr. Wily. And Dr. Wily, basically, he helped him kind of create the robots in a way. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, shit, Phil. But, yeah, it kind of helped him build them. I'm not exactly sure if Dr. Wily helped Dr. Light build the Robot Masters, but basically, Dr. Light, he said, no. Basically, because Dr. Wily, he's kind of unethical in the science community, so Dr. Light didn't give him credit or some shit like that in the creation of them. So Dr. Wily got mad jealous, and he's like, what the fuck? So then Dr. Wily had this plan. He's like, oh, I'm so jealous. I'm going to freaking hack all his robots, and I'm going to conquer the world. Because that's what you do when you're jealous and you're freaking mad at somebody. You decide to randomly conquer the world. So basically, the Robot Masters went out of control, and they're destroying everything because, you know, they're freaking highly technological robots and some shit. So they started taking over the world, and Dr. Light didn't know what the hell to do. And then Rock, having a strong sense of justice, decided to ask Dr. Light if he could give him fighting capabilities, make him into a combat robot. Unlike his brother robots, the Robot Masters, which were all built for, you know, factory work and shit like that. He literally wanted to be made into a super fighting robot. You know, in order to stop the Robot Masters from taking over the world, and ultimately Dr. Wily. So, Dr. White did that, and now he's the super fighting robot Mega Man. Oh god, that sounded terrible. But yeah, he's the super fighting robot Mega Man now. That's how Mega Man came to be, and this is the game of him basically stopping the Robot Masters and all that shit. Fuck. So yeah, Mega Man's story, Mega Man 1's story I always really liked. In fact, Mega Man's story I kind of like a little bit. Oh shit. Fuck. Oh god, okay, I'm just gonna say really quick, there's another problem with this game, that even if you have invincibility frames and you fall into a pit of spikes, you're still gonna freaking get killed by those spikes. Like, that doesn't work like that in other Mega Man games. That's why I wasn't really worried, but then I got hit, and in that split second I realized, wait, oh shit. But yeah, like I was saying, that is Mega Man 1's story. And Mega Man 1's story I really like. I really like Mega Man 1's story because, you know, it's the first game and it established, you know, all the plot and everything. Obviously, they didn't, due to the time and the technology during that time, they didn't have the technology to make a whole intro and everything like that to explain the whole backstory of Mega Man, but, you know, they've explained that in the books and in other media and shit like that, so, you know. Oh, shit, I did it. But, yeah, that's Mega Man 1's story, and I really like Mega Man 1's story. To, you know, Mega Man, he's with a strong sense of justice. He turned into the super fighting robot, while Rock turned into the super fighting robot Mega Man, you know. Oh, shit. Because the other games, I mean, Mega Man 2 especially, I'm just going to say this, Mega Man 2's story isn't that great. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's not that anything amazing. And Mega Man 2 is largely considered the best Mega Man, but to be honest, Mega Man 1's story and all the backstory and shit is way better. Oh, shit. But, yeah, I like Mega Man 1's cheerful story of Mega Man. He wants to save his brothers from being used by the evil Dr. Wily and shit like that. Even though, in a way, he has to kind of destroy his brothers. There's, in some media, it's said that Mega Man, after this game, he killed all the Robot Masters because, you know, they turned evil. Because, you know, Dr. Wily reprogrammed them. Or that he, after he beat Dr. Wily, he took all the Robot Masters back and he basically programmed them back to normal to be good again. I kind of like that. I kind of like that he didn't actually kill them afterwards, or, you know, completely dispose of them, I guess, in a way of saying it. He kind of just took them back and reprogrammed them, being like, hey, you guys should be good, not bad, you know. I kind of like that, because they're not bad, they've just been, like, mind controlled in a way via programming. But anyway, I digress after that long talk of story and shit. I kind of forgot to mention, Bombman's stage, it's not that hard, and his boss fight is not that bad either. In fact, he's another Robot Master that people go after in the beginning of the game, because really, he's not... Oh, shit, I got hit there, but he's really not that... Oh, shit, I got hit again. But yeah, he's really not that tough. Like, look. And also his stage, even though I died, it's long. It's probably the longest stage in the game. It's not that hard. It's really easy stage, in my opinion, you know? Especially if you have the Robot Master weapons. Like, I'm just going to go in here and just show you what this is, because I didn't say it before. But this is Fireman's weapon, Firestorm, which is probably my second or third favorite weapon. I don't know, because it also forms a little barrier around you whenever he shoots a projectile, and so I've always liked that. But, yeah, that Firestorm is also Bombman's weakness. And this weakness makes sense, because, you know, Bombman, he's, you know, he uses bombs and shit. So what causes bombs to go off? Fire. So once you fire, you know, fire at him, he'll explode and shit. So that weakness kind of makes sense. But anyway, yep, I kind of just went over and explained the whole backstory of Mega Man and shit in this part. But, you know, whatever. Without putting much emphasis towards the gameplay. But whatever. Now you know the backstory of Mega Man.